as a single agent, this industry, we're going in so many different directions, and sometimes when you get into this business, we go, oh my gosh, I have to do everything myself. Not necessarily true. If you have a great escrow officer, you have a great title officer, your loan officer, you want all those people to be experts at what they do. It's kind of like the McDonald's philosophy, right? Everybody, they're just good at the French fries. They're just good at flipping burgers. They're just good at delivering trays. Is that?
Yeah,
that's McDonald's philosophy.
That was one of my jobs, a long time ago. Another thing that's really important as a single agent, understand that you're not alone. It's about building the relationships. As a single agent, any of the agents here right now, you all have transaction coordinators, right? Let me see your hands. That would be an important part of your team, would it not? So I guess the point that we're trying to make is that you don't have to be the Troy Sage team or the whatever teams that are out here. I've only met a couple of teams, so I don't want to mispronounce anyone's name, but you don't have to be under an umbrella of a team name to have a team. Equally as important is remember your office, right? We're one. So our office, our management support, our mentorship program, our ROG website, everything that our company provides us as a single agent gives us that team thing, right? Explain the team thing. I kind of lost my train of thought there on the thing.
Well, absolutely. So I've been doing real estate for about 8 years now. And, I was attracted to the teams at first because, it's like, wow, they look like they're having a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff going on. But I was like, I want to do my own thing, much like a lot of you independent entrepreneurial individuals in this room. And so having a team, you don't have to be alone because you have people behind you. One of the biggest things that I realized when I came to Realty One is Miss Barbara. Phenomenal leadership, all the way from Cuba to Barbara to Troy even, my buddy. And so having an important office around you that can support you emotionally through those ups and downs, it's all about the relationships. So you're not alone in this business, especially at Realty One.
Yeah, absolutely. So by a show of hands of individual agents here, and I can't see very well right now, but let me see your hands again.
Blinded by the light.
Right, you guys understand where we're coming from, right? You're not alone. Can I hear you? Right, you're not alone. Right, so our leadership here is so fantastic. I've heard the phrase talent so many times. It was a great reminder because my team back in Temecula, we have a different kind of bond, and the bond is really like a family-type atmosphere, and some days I feel like it's weird because I really care about my people on my team, and it's so refreshing to come to a big event like this and hear the same thing. So it just reminds me I'm in the right place. I know that the individual agents in our office feel there's no competition there. Obviously, I didn't just start real estate last week, so at other companies I worked at, there was serious competition and nastiness that went on, and I've never experienced that here at Realty ONE Group. So as an independent agent, without having a, quote, team, you really do have a team. So we wanted to address that. Let's move on to whatever I just hit. Did it shut off? All right. Multi-member teams.
Troy, why do people want to build a team? Enlighten us, please.
So here's what I see. In my theory, I've been in the business 28 years. This is my 29th year, so I'm a lot older than I look. I started in the business when I was 20 years old, basically on a dare. And I did my own thing, and I got really, really busy, and I couldn't keep up with business. So I thought, well, why not bring someone else in? So why do we build teams? We build teams for multiple reasons. One, we want to service more clients, right? It's all about the numbers. It's all about working with people and providing service. Number two, we want to be able to delegate tasks to other people. Obviously, if I'm at a listing appointment and we have calls coming in from my lead generation, somebody's got to answer the phone, right? So I can't be in multiple places at one time. We want more production, and the key to having a successful team, in my belief, is being able to duplicate yourself or duplicate your system. I think that's what we do here at Realty One anyway. Someone has a great idea, we share that idea, other people use it. There's plenty of business for everyone. I'm sorry, these slides look really different from what I sent out last night, so I have to read them. I kind of feel like it's my first day at my first day in a new school. Here, let's switch sides because I'm more comfortable over here now. Thanks.
Balance matters.
Yeah.
Feel better?
I feel so much better now.
Hello from the other side.
So I've had this question asked to me once, if not once, 3,000 times from people that are thinking about starting a team, and they say, so when do you build a team? And what I learned for myself personally is that I start to build a team when, number one, I can't keep up with the workload. I have enough leads coming in. I'm working 16, 17, 18 hours a day. I haven't been home in 4 or 5 weeks. No one knows what I look like, and I walk home and my dogs want to attack me because Dad hasn't been home, right? So we're going to start building that team. Number one is you have to, absolutely have to, and I think our company is a perfect example of this, don't go poor setting up a team.
What do you mean by that?
It means make sure you're closing 3 or 4 transactions consistently for 3 or 4 months in a row, and you can see that flow is coming in. I've seen this happen once. If I've seen it happen 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 100 times, an agent comes in and says, I'm going to start up a team. I'm like, awesome, start up a team. And they go, you know why? Why? I don't like making cold calls. How many people don't like making cold calls?
I can't stand it.
Can't stand it. That part of lead generation, right? I'm going to call expireds. Hi, my name's Troy, and I want to list your home.
So you mean I can't just start a team because I don't like cold calling?
Well, you can.
That's exactly why I would start a team, probably.
You can, but what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen, John?
I think they're probably just not going to like cold calling either. And then they're going to blame me for it.
They are going to blame you for it. I get that once in a while, too. So when you want to have 3 or 4 transactions a month on a minimum, you got to look at your numbers, right? If your average sales price is $1 million and your nut at the end of the month is only $3,000 a month and you're selling 3 or 4 a month, I would say probably you could start a team if you're closing 1 or 2 a month, right? If your average sales price is about $200,000, you're probably going to have to sell more per month. It's all on your production.
So what's the technique of building a team, Troy? Break it down for us.
So here's my theory on this, and I can't wait to hear from the panel because I'm super
They're
excited
like mega
about the
agents.
Yeah, we're talking like
They're kind of a big deal.
like 100 deals a year, 200 deals a year, 30 million a year, 50 million, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot. So here's my theory on it, is that we're going to hire slow and fire fast. And I'm learning this because I think you and I spoke about this at one point. You know, I brought people in because we were friends, we worked in the office together, I really wanted things to happen, and then all of a sudden Troy breaks into one of his freaked out modes where I'm like, what the F is going on, and how come this didn't effing happen, and how come get back on the phone, get back, and they go, oh my God, this isn't the same guy that hung out in the kitchen and like had lunch.
So if you want to hire your grandma's cousin's neighbor, you shouldn't do it?
I wouldn't. Okay. I wouldn't.
Is there a technique, maybe like personalities, that are a good match for teams?
Well, as a matter of fact, there is. So I've learned that if you do a personality type test like the DISC.
By a show of hands, how many people know what DISC is? We're all in sales. Okay. So we'll break it down for the people that don't understand DISC. It's an acronym, if you will. So D stands for determined, driven, somebody like Troy or Donald Trump. Not that you're like Donald Trump.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, I would probably vote for you. You know
I'm
that?
not running.
Okay. I personalities, they're the life of the party. They're the networkers. They're the ones that are out passing out the business cards, right?
That's you, man.
Yes, it is. And the S personalities, they're sweet, they're sensitive, they're supportive. And the C personalities, you're kind of a C too. Actually, you're kind of all 4 except for the S. Okay. So the C personalities are compliant. They're the numbers people. They're the accountants of the world. So those are the people, the 4 personality types. And so if Troy started to build a team and they're all D and they're all driven, they're all buttheads like Troy, it's not going to be very friendly, is it?
No, I've done that.
Yeah, I know.
It's
And
an ugly
I've heard
situation.
I've heard the F words.
So how many know what a D personality is? You guys all know, right? Okay, so here's a quick story because I was just told we got a few more minutes. So I was very excited about bringing this team member in, and I did the DISC, and she's a high D. She's a DI, and we're almost matchable, right? My I shows up when I'm on stage. My D really shows when I'm in the office. My I shows when I'm with clients. My D really shows when I'm negotiating, right? So I said, this is either going to be awesome. We're going to be so on the same page all the time, or I'm going to hate you in 30 days.
How long did she last?
Exactly 21 days.
See, it didn't work.
Now, we're still friends outside, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to business, it's very, very difficult to have 2 Ds. So what we found to be successful is that there is one leader, there's one chief, and there's Indians, right? Or there is one visionary, one rainmaker, and what works best that I've seen on teams is that each individual on the team has a dedicated task. We work on their strengths, just like bodybuilding. So if they're really good on the phone, by all means, get on the phone. Let's make 1 million phone calls, set appointments. But if they're not good in front of people, we wouldn't want to put that person in front of people, right? So we want to strategically line up our team. We're going to hire slow, fire fast. We're going to bring people in that you're going to pinpoint what they're really good at and help them excel in what they're good at. And that's kind of
And
like...
if they don't work, then you fire them, right?
And if you don't work, it's like I got a 90-day rule. They got first 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. By the end of 90 days, they're either in or they're either out. How many, by show of hands again, how many people actually have a team? Right? What's one of the most important things? You get a new team member on, and let's say it's an agent. We're going to get to that, I think, right now. It's an agent, and they're very fired up because why? You're super successful, and this agent comes in, and they say, man, I want to be on your team. Right? So if I came to your team, I'm like, John, I want to be on your team. And
you should be.
I should be on your team. And you'd probably say, Troy, let's do this, this, and this. And if I don't get a transaction kicking within, 2-3 weeks? If I don't get something kicking in a couple of weeks, now it's all your fault. You're the team leader, and you told me to make these calls, or you told me to do this over here and do that. So what's really important is they have to be teachable. Right? Take their strengths, make sure that they're teachable, and as the leader, really push on what they're good at. So sometimes we're a cheerleader, just like broker owners, managers, so on. So we're a cheerleader, we're the guidance counselor, we're the...
So if you're building a team, are you going to hire a buyer's agent first, or do you start with an assistant, or how do you kind of structure a team yourself?
Well, I'm not going to go too heavy in that, but I'll tell you what I've learned is this. I've done both. I've hired an assistant, and then I've not had an assistant. I've hired agents, brought agents on, and no assistant. And I really want to ask the panel, because honestly, they're more successful than I am in the business right now. But my suggestion is you figure out what your path is. Do you need an assistant, or is it good to bring on an agent? Somebody mentioned yesterday that sometimes there's 2 agents in the same office or 3 agents in the same office that might make a really great team. So as a manager or broker owner, if you can formulate that, then fantastic. But I really want to ask the panel because I really want to know. I'm going to learn today.
Well said.
So hiring an assistant, if you are going to hire an assistant, first and foremost, then what you want to do is you want to make sure that that person, it could be a family member, John, but make sure that they understand that they're the front line of your business. They're going to answer the phones. They're going to be the first face that they see when they walk into your office. So I personally would not hire, hypothetically, like my sister. I wouldn't hire my sister. Would you?
I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about
You're
that
not going to say anything like that? Okay. I'm going to make sure I bring someone in that really understands the system, is going to be the best face forward, is going to be super sweet on the phone. What personality would that be, you think?
That would be an S personality type. Sweet, supportive, always with a smile on their face.
Yeah. So in hiring an assistant, understand that. They're your front line. They have to be extremely organized. So what other personality would they have to sort of tie into?
SC personality type. Sweet, organized, compliant.
Yeah, super organized. And they're going to
bet.
work specific times of the day. It's just a suggestion. I know other people have assistants and they don't do that. All right? Here's what I don't suggest. I tried this for a short period of time as a virtual assistant, because some of you might be thinking, I'll just get a virtual assistant, right? They'll answer the phone, they'll do this or that. I don't suggest it. I tried it. It failed miserably. So, but if you do it and it works, I'd like to know about it, because maybe I did it wrong. So understand this, they're going to work certain hours a day, and they're most likely 99.999% of the time they're going to be an employee. So that goes right back to you got to pay their taxes. You have to have the cash flow. So don't bring someone on just because you're being lazy and you don't want to answer the phone. Okay. So let's talk about additional agents. This is one of my rock star agents on my team, Heather Schaefer, who couldn't be here today. Because why? She's handling my business for me back in Temecula. She's actually showing homes today and going on 2 listing appointments. So I'm very proud of her that when I do leave, she gets very excited and she steps right up. So what is the agent's job? Well, as a team leader, you can dictate whatever you want. I know there's different structures, but here's how my structure is. My agents, they have to lead generate. Though I provide leads and I'm the rainmaker and I lead generate also, they are required to lead generate, which means open houses, cold calls, FSBOs, expireds, running whatever system that I have that's working. They are expected to take everything from prospect to contract is the way it works in my office. So they make a phone call, they set an appointment, they go show properties, they rate the contract, we open escrow, they're all done, they move on to the next one. I don't want my agents dealing with all the escrow stuff. I either do it or my assistant will do it. They are going to take care of all the buyer showings. They're going to be at every listing presentation. They're going to prepare CMAs and all documents. They have to know the local area, and they will absolutely 110% duplicate me and my system minus my ponytail.
Yes, and a beautiful ponytail it is. Let's go to the next slide.
All right, got it. So holding a team accountable.
So you have all the Indians running around doing stuff. What exactly do you do, Mr. Team Leader? You just get all the big bucks and you comb your hair and you look all pretty, and that's just what Troy does?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a hair gel and hair replacement endorsement. So what I do is I work on...
Let's go bald, buddy.
Yeah,
go bald.
I can't do it. Then I have to change my slogan. What I do is I'm the rainmaker. I hold everyone accountable. So a few things that we do that might work for you guys is we have a meeting every morning at 9 o'clock, and it's usually 5 to 10 to 15 minutes. We want to know big rocks, what's going on, what can I do to help, where we at, stay focused, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, right?
Yep.
And we set goals together as a team. We have monthly goals, we have weekly goals, personal goals. We got about 1 minute. So we're going to get our goals together, and what I do is I bring training to my team, and I hold them accountable.